Hello everyone, it's Jordan here, back again with this week's episode and all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the first week of April the 4th until the 8th, Monday to Friday. Remember, once we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch OLED model to one of you. Now, I don't need to apologize, but I'm British, so I will anyways. I'm not feeling well, feeling pretty shitty right now. I had a fever this morning, and yeah, I've been working like 3 weeks, no time off at all. Who'd have thought that would have an adverse effect on one's health? So yeah, I didn't get paid for it, that extra work either. So yeah, today's going to be a very low-key episode, low energy, just chill back. See, I can't even speak. Whatever, it's just, I'm not well, okay? Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is finally getting its long-delayed release. Shame they couldn't have waited a month longer for May the 4th. Actually, I think this is supposed to come out on April the 4th, so maybe they just got their months mixed up. This is supposed to be a massive Lego game full of the same kind of gameplay that we've grown to expect, just an absolute ton of it. I mean, they used to pump these games out every few months, so I'm genuinely interested in seeing what the frig took them so long. Who knows, maybe they did the good thing and completely erased The Last Jedi. Now that would be funny. And our executive producers Robotech, Mental Traveler and Vey have chosen this as their pick of the week. MLB The Show 2020 is releasing this week. Yes, the game where you hit that there ball with this here stick and then do a little bit of jogging. It's a game of rounders, but for people who like to spit into their hands. That's not aged well. Anyways, I heard this IP is now owned by Sony, so it's interesting to see it on the Switch for those who like hitting balls with sticks. Personally, I prefer my foot. Skul the Hero Slayer is releasing this week. This is a supposedly fine rogue-like action platformer as you equip different skulls to have different abilities. They have their own unique attack range, speed and power, and you can combo them to experiment with. Heard great things about this one. I remember I talked about the Signature Edition quite a while back, but this is the Standard Edition at retail. And our executive producers Issa and Alexander Kato have chosen this as their pick of the week. And just a quick mention to Crysis Remastered Trilogy releasing in Europe this week as a code in a box. Because this is apparently what us Europeans deserve. Not like the North Americans get a nice physical release for each one. No, we get a code in a box. For me, that's bullshit. I just can't be bothered. I have no energy for it. Now, before we get into the low prints, I would just like to divert your attention to something coming later this week, because I will be reviewing Chrono Cross. Yes, this game is releasing digitally this week. In a couple of weeks, it's out physically in Asia. Links are below for that. But yeah, my review will probably be a little bit later than everyone else's, because I really need to have a rest for a few days, really I do. But I'd massively appreciate it if you watch my review even after you've watched other people's. I'm sure mine will have some kind of mild humor in there as well. So yeah, please watch it later. Alright, the low prints. Super Hydorah is being released in a mini collector's edition at both Limited Run Games as well as on Abbey Light's website in Europe. Yeah, there's no standard edition, so you better be willing to pay $70 for it. It's actually a fairly decent game from what I've heard. Definitely imitates the IRM shmups of old in terms of visuals. It was actually one of the earlier Switch shmups. I think it was like in the first year or so. So yeah, grab it if you fancy it. And our executive producer Punky Dooster does. It's his pick of the week. Snow Bros Nick and Tom Special Edition is going up for pre-order at Limited Run Games this week in both a standard edition as well as a collector's edition as part of their distribution line. It is worth noting that Europe is getting this as a standard retail release. Now, I actually quite like the NES version of this game. I don't play NES games much at all, but for me, this is actually a good game. It's just this art style is horrendous, insultingly revolting. In fact, just looking at it, kind of like making my fever come back. Jesus. Also, what's with Nick and Tom? Are they trying to turn it into like a preschool cartoon or something? I don't know. Unpacking is at Limited Run Games this week. This was a real indie hit when it released digitally. Apparently had a big impact on a lot of players. It's pretty explanatory. You unpack items how you want, decorating shelves and putting things in drawers however you see fit. Some people really loved how they did the environmental storytelling. Other soulless people said they had no feeling whatsoever. Those are my kind of people. Either way, it's one of those games that was massively talked about on Twitter for a week. That's how you know it's quality, right? I don't know, I'm rambling. It's a game about unpacking objects. What can I say? It was about unpacking emotional damage. That's a whole essay. I'm joking, I have no emotions. No emotions to damage at all. But hey, game developers, Therapist Simulator. Free idea for you. You Americans love your therapists more than you love goats. So it'd be like better than Goat Simulator. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm a bit delirious right now. Don't try to do comedy when you've just had a fever. It doesn't work. And our executive producers Thorn Metal Luna and Parsnip Coffee have chosen this as their pick of the week. Catgirl Without Salad is the 4th limited run release in this episode, and this time it's their April Fool's joke that's not actually a joke, which is becoming a recent trend. April Fools, that's not April Fools. Great marketing, especially when you can use it on a mediocre release. Catgirl Without Salad is one of the endless amount of way forward games with limited runs badge slapped on it. I think the novelty is running dry somewhat as they've only sold like a few hundred copies at the time of writing this. I guess consumers don't enjoy being the butt of the joke. There's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition. Also, can I ask what happened to their policy of adding $15 onto the digital price? If that was the case, this should be $23 for the physical. But no, it's $35. What happened to that policy? Anyway, our executive producers, Government Fat Cat, Cartoon Soren, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined is getting a release on Strictly Limited's partner store. It's weird that they announced that they were discontinuing their partner store and sending them to Games Rocket, but here they still are. And still kind of useless as ever, because if you weren't aware, this is getting a retail release worldwide, believe it or not, but Strictly Limited have their own cover version with different art. But if you want to add €30 to the price, you can also get a plushie with it, or for $40 you can get a different edition, a collector's edition with a lot of paper, and a 2-year wait period. Or you can get the collector's edition and the plushie together for a good round $100. Personally, I just go with the Japanese standard edition, and call me shallow, but it's 100% down to the logo, because the Strictly Limited one, that's like a 90s clip art special. I am that shallow. And our executive producers Elissa and Grantser have chosen this as their pick of the week. Eastward is finally being released physically in the West in May at retail, but if you've got the big bucks, you can head over to I Am 8-Bit right now and get the collector's edition, which comes with a board game and exclusive artwork, which at first I thought they looked pretty sweet, but then, I don't know, Sam's face, just a bit too Rick and Morty. Kind of ruined it for me. I definitely prefer the Japanese version still. I know I might be biased, but it's genuinely true. If all 3 box arts were on a shelf and I had to pick one, it would be the Japanese version, no question. And our executive producers Boombox, God of Resin have chosen this as their pick of the week. Also, I'm pretty sure Super Rare should be announcing a new game this week. Maybe. I don't know why they didn't announce it last week like they usually do, like a week ahead, but I don't know what it is. Many people on Twitter said it's Archvale, which kind of looks like a bullet hell Zelda game. If it's not that, well, whatever. I hope this is not a new precedent of theirs, like the announcement, because if that's the case, then I'd probably never be mentioning their games ever again, which would be weird. Before we get into the import section, I'd just like to thank those who were there to watch the mega imports video. More people watched than I thought would, at least initially, because, you know, when I make these kind of videos, I usually have the long-term viewpoint, because not many people have got like an hour and 45 minutes to spare straight away. So yeah, I was really surprised at how many people watched it initially, and if you did, thank you ever so much. If you didn't, I understand. It's a long-ass video. Alright, the imports. Remember guys, if anything takes your fancy and you'd like to import it for yourself, then consider using the links below in the description and the pinned comment. If you use those links, then it also helps support this series oh so much. You guys are just amazing, and I can't thank you enough. Really, I just can't. Plus, in return for using our links, you can also get a very nice 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia if you use our new PlayAsia discount code, Jordan. Yes, it's such a fantastic river, I had to get a code named after it, Jordan, for 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia. There's not much this week, but Behind the Screen and Defoliation is a double pack from Kosen. Two puzzle kind of games, both a little bit peculiar, a bit surreal, at least behind the screen is. Defoliation is a bit more straightforward of an adventure game. When I first saw the name, I actually thought it said Defoliation, which, oh boy, that's a whole different game on a very dark corner of the internet. Don't search for it. But yes, this Japanese release is an exclusive over there, but it does have English and is coming in a standard edition and a collector's edition, which includes a soundtrack CD as well as a wooden bookmark and some digital art book stuffy stuff. Also, a quick shout out to Metal Dogs, which looks absolutely amazing, but sadly does not have English. Come on, someone localize this bad boy. P-Cube, NIS America, someone stand up and be counted. This is essential. Alright, the community spotlight now. I'm not going to narrate it this week, but I'll show off the pictures with your names. And this is not all of you, sorry, I just picked a handful of you. We're starting fresh next week. If I missed yours here and you really want it to be shown, then send it again if you please. Let's get into it. Ty Whittle. Kinkin. Skylar. Irina. Isa. Cartoon Soren. God of Resin. Elisa. Burai Murian. West Country Blue. Dirk Schneider. Theo. Ashura G. Sosha. Max1216. Swizz. Dankzilla. McLaren. Ying. Shlomo. Robotech. Crit Cat. And our man in Japan, Vey. Alright, please send me your pictures on Twitter. So what about game? You can DM me or tag me in a post. Use the hashtag Let's Get Physical, but that's a little bit dangerous these days. We have an email address, switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com, and we have a Discord where we can have a chat with you and you can submit your picture there in the submissions section when it is unlocked. The Discord server link is below in the description. Right, I hope you enjoyed this subdued and sort of maybe boring Let's Get Physical episode? I don't know. Sorry. Special thanks to our executive producers Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brett McLean, Jonathan Rumo, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, J. Christ 7776, Elissa, Punky Dooster, Michael Del Polito, Cartoon Soren, Robotech Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Government Fat Cat, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, and Grancer. Thank you for your support. Plus you watching right now, thanks for your support. Give me a baseball emoji. Why? I don't know why. Yeah, please watch my Chrono Cross review later this week. Probably, I don't know, probably like Friday, I would guess, something like that. Yeah, I'll see you guys over there. Oh, and watch the Mega Imports vid if you have an hour and 45 minutes to spare. I'd appreciate that. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.